World leaders across Europe held an emergency summit this morning, once again showing their support for Ukraine and their unity in the face of Donald Trump's aggression towards Ukraine after his disastrous Oval Office meeting where he screamed at Zelensky, spouted Russian talking points, and humiliated himself on the global stage. Here's more on this. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer told leaders gathered for a summit on the war in Ukraine that they need to step up and continue to support Kyiv and meet a, quote, once-in-a-generation moment for the security of Europe. And here's the list of the 13 prime ministers and 2 presidents across Europe who attended the summit today. You can see they came from all over. Justin Trudeau noted, "I'm in London this morning working with President Zelensky, Prime Minister Starmer, and European leaders to bring about a just and lasting peace in Ukraine, one that guarantees Ukraine's sovereignty and security." And at the same time, what is the United States doing? Well, you have Elon Musk agreeing with statements saying that it is time for the U.S. to leave NATO and the UN. Other Republican congressmen and senators also weighing in with the same thought. Thomas Massie, Republican congressman, says NATO is a Cold War relic that needs to be relegated to a talking kiosk at the Smithsonian. Senator Mike Lee said, "Get us out of NATO." This is literally Vladimir Putin's biggest dream, and Republicans right now are trying to make it a reality. And you don't just have to believe me. Let me show you what the Kremlin spokesperson said. Quote, "The new administration, the Trump administration, is rapidly changing all foreign policy configurations. This largely coincides with our vision." That was from Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov in comments published by state-controlled media. And here are those statements being parroted in Russian state media RT. And let me quickly remind you that Trump has always been on Russia's side, even before the invasion. Carl Quintanilla, a CNBC reporter, reminded us of these headlines from 3 years ago this week. As Putin eyes Ukraine invasion, Trump praises his actions as genius. Trump praises Putin's genius as GOP fissures grow on Ukraine crisis. Trump praises Putin as savvy amid new escalations on the Russia-Ukraine border. Trump calls Putin genius and savvy for Ukraine invasion. Folks, the world is uniting without the United States. They are coming together to support democracy and to support Ukraine. All the while, the United States government under Donald Trump is now aligning itself with Vladimir Putin and Russia. We're going to continue to report on this and so much more, so make sure you're following our account and add the Midas Touch podcast on Apple and Spotify.